Hi everybody, welcome to the month 7 Primrose Garden block of the month video. So this month we're making 2-piece blocks again. Last month you got your applique borders and hopefully you're having a good time stitching on those. Remember, you don't have to finish them all at once, so now is the time to take a little break and do a couple of easy piece blocks. So the block that we're doing this month is called the Schools Girls Puzzle. It's a traditional block. There's a picture of it. Here it is hanging up in the quilt. You can kind of see it there. It really looks cool when you put it on point like it's going to be in our quilt. But it's made entirely of units that we've done before. So this month we'll just be reviewing a couple of those units and encouraging you to keep going. So the first thing you're going to do this month is you're going to make a handful of half square triangles out of your green plus sign and your cream stripe fabric. Okay, and remember that plus sign fabric is one of those fabrics where you can choose which one you want for the front or the back. They look a little different on each side, and either side is fine, but you want to probably be consistent and use the same one throughout the block. So first you'll start off, you're going to make 12 matching half square triangles, and as usual we've made them oversized and we're going to trim them to 2.5 inches with our Tucker trimmer ruler, which I feel like we've reviewed enough times. Once you have all of those half square triangles made, you will take 8 of them and put them together into a unit that looks like this. So very simple. You've got some cream striped squares. You will sew your half square triangles and your cream squares into rows. Sew the rows together, and I did press that last seam open. And I used my woolly pressing bar to do that and laid the clapper on top so that it lays nice and flat when it's done. So you're gonna make 4 of these, and that's enough for the 2 blocks that you're making. After you've made those 4, you are still going to have 4 half square triangles left, and you're going to use them to make some of these cool combination units that we've done before. And this is one of my favorite units to make now that I know how to make them 2 at a time and with no bias sewing. So I'll just kind of review how to do that again. To start with, you're going to take some of those half square triangles that you've already constructed, and you're gonna sew this kind of funny looking unit together. Now remember, this is a rectangle. You're gonna sew it onto the side of the triangle. Be careful of the orientation of that triangle. Okay, and then you're gonna do that again so that you have 2 rows. When you sew the triangle to the rectangle, it tells you in the directions you're gonna press out towards the cream rectangle. Okay, same thing down here, always press towards the cream rectangle. Then when you sew this unit together, we're actually going to clip that seam in the middle so that we can press towards the cream on both sides. Okay, and all I did was, before I pressed it open, I took my scissors and I just did a little snip right there. You can kind of see that. And you just clip right up to the seam. Even if you go through the seam a little bit, that's okay, because it winds up just in your seam allowance, so it's not a big deal. But we're doing that so that we can press this one up, this one down, and that's going to be important for the next step. So the next step, once you've pressed it the right way, is to draw these diagonal lines that you see on the back. Those are going to be my sewing lines for the next step. So to do that, you're just going to take a straight ruler and you're going to draw your line from one corner through that intersection, okay? And that's why we pressed it that way, so you can see right where those seams meet, because you want your line to go right through there. And then it kind of comes off the other end. It doesn't go to the corner. And when I draw these lines, I like to use a ruler that has a 45-degree angle on it. A lot of times I just grab my Tucker trimmer because I've just used it to trim those half square triangles down. So I'll line up, this is a 45-degree angle here. So if I put this line right along the edge and then use this for my drawing line, I also know that I'm getting the 45-degree angle that I need. And again, I start at the corner, I go through that intersection and then off the edge. All right, then you turn the unit around, do the same thing in the other direction. Start at the corner, go through the intersection, and then off the edge. And getting those lines drawn on there the right way is important, and there is pictures in your pattern on exactly where they're supposed to be and how they should look, because those are going to be the lines you're going to sew on now. So next step, you're going to take your purple rectangle, and you're going to place these guys right sides together, and you're going to sew on those 2 lines you just drew. And you can probably start to see now, after I sew on those lines, I'm going to cut them apart in the middle, And you can probably see how this is gonna open up and give you that cool corner unit that looks like this. You'll end up with 2. You're gonna do it twice so that you get a total of 4 of these. And it's really cool because you didn't have to sew on any bias. You didn't have a bunch of little triangles to try and get in the right direction. So it's really a fun way to make those. So once you have, you'll have 4 of these, 4 of these, you're ready to put the block together. It goes together very easily into 2 rows. Each of the rows is gonna look like so. Be careful that you get the orientation of all of these triangles going the right way. You'll make 2 rows like this, sew the rows together, and then you will end up with your completed schoolgirls puzzle block. Okay, and the directions do show you, just so you know, you guys probably have them in front of you now, hopefully, but you can see, it shows you right where to draw all those lines. There's where you're gonna put your 2 rows together. And this is a really pretty simple block to make. So hope you have fun stitching these up, and we will see you again next month for month 8. And in the meantime, please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or concerns. You can always reach me at katie@peacefulgathering.com. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.